Key to all of them is what I think you used this term, Lori, someone did, the ask, how to make the ask. So if you're good at making the ask in person, then you can translate that into an email. If you have an event, you can make your ask at the event. So central to fundraising is being able to make the ask. And I just want to say that Lynn and I are each going to do a role play that is who we are, but you have to be who you are. So take what's useful from what we do, but you have to come from your gut. You have to come from your conviction, your passion, and who you are. And you can't manufacture it. Either you're there or you're not. So by all means, ultimate point, be yourself when you're doing this, okay? So the first role play, I'm a lawyer and Lynn is a lawyer, which is real. We're both lawyers. So we're starting from reality. So I'm a lawyer asking another lawyer, meaning we're of comparable income levels, roughly speaking. So I'm asking a peer. Hi.
Hi, Mary. So good to see you.
We don't do this often enough,
We
do we?
absolutely don't. Yeah.
So Lynn, can I ask you, a question that just comes from my gut?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what is upsetting you the most about what's happening in our country right now or over the most recent weeks and months?
Wow. That's a long list.
Is it?
That's a long, long list. I think what upsets me the most is the fear that I always have creeping in that we're just on the verge of everything kind of falling apart, and not being able to put it back together again in a way that's recognizable, that I think is what really upsets me. It's just that feeling of impending doom.
Yeah, so that our existence as a democracy seems very tenuous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fear is such
Absolutely.
a primal emotion. It really affects you so deeply. So tell me, what are you doing with that fear? How are you channeling? What are you doing with it?
Well, we support like the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. I mean, that's a place where we've put a lot of our effort and resources because it feels like something, even though it's like Sisyphus pushing the ball uphill, that it's someplace. But I watch a little MSNBC. I get righteously indignant a lot. I guess I haven't really found a place to address my fear.
Uh-huh. That's
know.
interesting. So, could I share with you that I feel the same fear? And I would add to fear anxiety, despair, but basically fear and terror, kind of, I can feel myself going there. And when I go there, the thing that really helps me is that I can say I am doing something. I'm not probably doing everything I could, but I'm doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So could I tell you what that is?
Sure. Is it Xanax?
No, it's not Xanax, although that certainly could be part of the solution. But it really has two parts. One is this amazing group I found, which is a group called 31st Street Swing Left. And 31st Street Swing Left is a national organization, and our particular chapter is here in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area.
Mm-hmm.
And we are data driven.
Okay.
And I actually am so ashamed of myself that I forgot to bring our spreadsheet. We have this amazing person, Jim Shelton, who is an analytical wizard. So, you know, if I were you, I'd want to know not only what to do, but is it going to be effective?
Mm-hmm.
And so we look for what we call the sweet spot. So that's not the people who are going to win anyway, and not the people who are likely to lose no matter how much help they get.
Are you talking about supporting candidates?
Talking about supporting political candidates.
Okay.
Because I believe that right now, marching, letter writing, lobbying, petitions,
Mm-hmm.
ballot box. The only thing that's going to address where we are right now is the ballot box.
Mm-hmm.
And that means flipping red seats to blue.
Okay.
And so our group helped with millions of other people do that in Virginia in 2019. We helped do it in the House in 2018. Now we're aiming for the Senate, the presidency, and the
Well,
legislature.
that's where I am. Senate, presidency.
Presidency and a Senate. Fabulous.
Yeah, that's what we want to support. I mean, I'll be honest, like I don't remember the last time we gave to a political candidate.
Seriously?
Yeah, we don't, it's not, I don't know. You get all these emails and phone calls and things, you know, when you give them money. It's overwhelming.
That's true. Once you got on some list, you're going to get lots of emails. But, you know, it's a pretty easy thing to delete an email. It's not such an easy thing, you know, to look back and say, I should have done something or I could have done more.
Hmm.
So I guess the pitch I'm giving you, Lynn, is that given that fear that you have,
Mm-hmm.
that you just expressed in such an articulate way about, I mean, I could almost see our country going down the drain as you were
Mm-hmm.
talking, that I want to give you something very concrete to do. And so this guy, George Scott, is running for the Pennsylvania Senate. Now, you just told me you wanted to flip the presidency and the U.S. Senate.
Absolutely.
And so if I were you, I'd say, so why are you giving me this guy who's
That is
running,
exactly my question.
who's running for the Pennsylvania Senate?
Yeah, I definitely, it would never occur to me to give money to somebody running for a Pennsylvania Senate seat.
So
I'm in Virginia.
Are you open to hearing why?
Yeah.
It's what we call the trickle up effect. So Pennsylvania is key to winning the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania, I think I'm right about this, has 20 electoral votes.
Okay.
And it's a state that's very much in the balance. Trump carried it in 2016. I believe I'm right about this, that Obama carried it the previous election.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, are you going to defeat Trump by giving money to the Democratic nominee? Probably not, because that person is going to raise $1 gazillion anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bore down
Mm-hmm.
and find a really quality, impressive candidate, and I can tell you in a minute why he's so impressive, candidate who's running for a local office, he's making it a priority to register minority voters and low-income voters, so he's going to expand the pool of voters rather than trying to just persuade those who are already
Mm-hmm.
probably dug in.
Mm-hmm.
I have met him more than once. He's just a person of integrity and commitment. He's one of those people that you think, oh boy, I'd like to have him in government. And so by raising money for him, you will be helping him carry one corner of Pennsylvania that'll make a difference in carrying Pennsylvania in the 2020 election. I will tell you that my husband and I have given him $1,000.
Wow.
I wish I could say it was a stretch. It wasn't a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
We feel that it was actually probably too low. But I think it's a measure. I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done myself, I guess is the bottom line. And I have set for myself a personal goal of raising $2,000 more for George besides what we've given. And so I'm wondering if you would help me reach my goal by supporting him.
Well, I hear what you're saying. This is all very new information to me because like the idea of supporting a state legislator from Pennsylvania feels so foreign, and at a level that I might consider giving to like a Senate or presidential campaign. So that's something I have to think about. But I think I understand the idea that if you start at the bottom, it might work upward. I feel like that's what the Republicans have done for
Very successfully.
many, many years. So I've just never thought about that. But I can tell you, I mean, I obviously have to talk to Bob, but I can tell you that it does feel like something I could do. And I don't know the level. I don't know if we'll be at your level, but I'll talk about it.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I could commit to at least 500, because I think this, I don't know, makes me feel like maybe there's something I can do here.
I really appreciate it, and can I just say, I hope you're not feeling this is a hard sell, because I'm not meaning it to be a hard sell at all. But I want to come back to you after you have written your check or made your contribution on Act Blue and ask you if your fear has abated just a little bit. I don't know.
I'll have to see.
I don't know
I
if
hope
there'll be a
so.
one-to-one correspondence, but there might be.
No, maybe it'll act just like that Xanax.
And thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Mary. All right. We're going to do a different role play, and you will see some differences, okay? And in this role play, I am a lawyer, and Mary is a teacher. And so so that is simply to recognize that we may be of different financial abilities. Okay.
And the reason we're doing this role play is because somebody at one of our workshops asked us to. Someone said, Karen, I'm going to be a teacher, and before I was a lawyer, I was a teacher, so I can put myself back into that persona. And Lynn is a lawyer, so now there's an income disparity, a significant income disparity.
Hi, Mary. I'm so glad you could meet me today. I haven't seen you in so long.
It's been way too long.
It has been so long. Have things been going okay?
Yeah, everything is good with me personally.
Well,
that doesn't mean everything's good in the whole world, if you know what I mean.
Well, tell me what you do mean. I want to know.
Well, what I mean is that, you know me, I come from a place of caring. Every day in the classroom, I bring my humanity, my love of children, my desire in some small way to make the world a better place. And, things happen in my classroom every day that support that desire on my part. But in the bigger world, there's just this cacophony of, there's one person whose face I cannot stand to see and whose voice I cannot stand to hear. And, it's not only just him, it's his enablers. It's the people who are so gutless. I'm talking about the U.S. Senate.
Yeah.
so gutless that, and if some, thank God for Romney, I never thought I'd be saying thank God.
I'm with you.
But if there had been some nucleus of, say, 5 senators who had said, yes, what we've heard is the truth, and yes, what he did is wrong, and I have to vote to impeachment, I think there would have been safety in numbers and a
more
lot
would
of,
have-
yeah, I don't know whether it would have been enough to impeach him, but to convict him, but it would have been more than the one.
So you sound really frustrated and kind of angry.
Well, and sick to my stomach,
Sick
really.
to your stomach.
Sick to my stomach, yeah.
And let me ask you, what do you do with these feelings of being sick to your stomach about what's going on and, being angry and disappointed?
Well, I don't really know what to do about them. I complained to my husband, of course he feels the same way. I live in the District of Columbia, so, I can't vote for a senator or vote for a congressperson.
Yeah.
And my presidential vote is pretty meaningless because the district is like 93% Democratic,
So just
which is
one-
why it'll never
one
become a state.
Mm-hmm.
At least not in the current lineup. So I don't know what to do, Lynn. I really don't.
So, what if I was able to tell you that I have kind of a gift for you
I like gifts.
of something that I find that I feel so much the way you do, and I have felt such despair, really, about what's going on and what might we ever be able to do. And I have found a way to feel useful and helpful and like I'm doing my part to repair, this damage.
Really?
And I truly do. I feel that way. And let me tell you, I'm going to give you this. This is a group that I belong to. It's called 31st Street Swing Left. And it started in a friend's living room with
So does-
30 people.
Does swing left mean that you support Saunders?
Oh, no, it doesn't mean, it doesn't have, we never support anyone in a primary at all.
Well,
We are supporting Democrats. And we're not actually supporting any presidential candidate at this time. We will support whoever the Democratic candidate is.
Interesting.
We will. Not because, well, what is the alternative?
Well, this left business makes me think that you're talking about the socialism
Oh, no,
extreme
now
end of the.
So what it is,
Continuum.
I hear you. No, I would say that what the swing part is to flip House seats, Senate seats, and the presidency from red to blue,
Okay.
from right to left.
Okay.
But the left doesn't have to be here. The left only has to be here.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right.
But I get that. The group is really focused on doing, like I said, we have successfully raised money and canvassed. In 2018, I think we knocked 30,000 doors, our group, and we raised over $1 million for candidates, and many of them won. So that has given me a center, and for me, the focus, and I've done canvassing as well, and it's, everybody does what feels right. For me, the thing that has been the gift for me is being able to raise money for candidates that need it.
Oh,
early.
okay. So I live on
Oh,
a
I
school
know.
teacher salary.
Absolutely.
Not like you with your lucrative private practice.
And I hear you. I talk to so many people marry, and I know that everybody does what they can do, and that people have different abilities. Sometimes it might not be money, it might be time, but sometimes if you don't have time and you want to feel that you're able to do something, let me show you this. This is George Scott.
He's a good-looking
He is,
guy.
he is, he is fantastic. He's running for the state senate in Pennsylvania, and you might be going like, and? So one of the philosophies our group has this go-round is we want to support people from the bottom up, okay? Now, we just flipped the Virginia legislature, and since that's right next door, not we alone, but the Virginia legislature was just flipped. And what are the first things they did? They're gonna put money towards schools.
I know.
They-
And can I tell you how much I love that?
Right? I mean, they are turning around so many of the draconian rules. I voted for the ERA. Yay. So flipping these legislatures is so important. In Pennsylvania, they need 3 seats to flip the legislature. 2 of them are pretty easy. They think they'll flip them. George Scott's is the deciding seat. It's the one that it seems like, oh well, what's this one? Everything really hinges on that seat. And let me tell you a little about him because I think you'd love him.
I like his military service.
Exactly. He's 20 years in the military, comes out, becomes a Lutheran minister. He still has a congregation. He is running for the state senate. He is such a lovely human being. I've met him twice only by Skype, but just, you know, great integrity. Everything that you don't see now in our leadership, I feel like he's a guy that has it.
Yeah, and I see education, high quality public education being one of his.
So let me talk about this gift a little bit because, you know, Bob and I have stretched to give to him, to his campaign. Early on in a campaign, you need to hire your campaign manager, your field organizers, and the other thing that he's trying to raise enough money to do is to register voters. He has some urban areas, and so a lot of the people in his area are voters of color. Not many of them aren't registered. So he needs actual, you know, dollars, boots on the ground to do that. And so we've made a real stretch to help him. And I actually have a personal goal of trying, our group is raising $37,000 for him.
I see that, and you've
And
raised
we've raised
28,000 so far.
$28,000, yes. And I would like to raise another $3,000 to help close that gap. And I'm talking to a lot of friends like you, Mary, and just asking if you could maybe stretch for whatever is the stretch for you.
Like what kind of amount are you thinking of?
Well, I can tell you that we gave $500 and we're going to give another $500, okay, because I want to close my own gap. And I guess I'd have to ask you, you know, what feels like it would make sense to you? What would feel, well, first of all, what do you think about this?
Well, I thank you for asking that. I think it would really make me feel better to do something. So I really, that really is a gift. And of course I need to talk to my husband.
Of course.
I know you're a divorce lawyer, and so you don't want to put my
I would not
marriage
do that
under-
to you, no.
So,
But you gotta go to him with a plan.
you know, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So you and Bob are going to give him $1,000?
Yeah. We're giving another 500.
Let me see if I can get Danny to agree to 200.
That would be amazing. Mary, that would be fabulous. And I really do want to know how you feel afterward. I really do.
Okay,
And you let me know.
okay.
All right, that's
That's what I-
wonderful.